Vast, rugged, and fiercely wild, southern Utah is a land carved by time where the red rock canyons, silent deserts, and open skies call to the wanderer in all of us. Somewhere between Houston and White Sands National Park, I come across a long-lost ghost town, an abandoned auto museum frozen in time, with a dust-covered GT40 left behind. Each step sinks into the soft white sand. Alone on the dunes, with nothing but wind and sky, it feels like walking through a dream. Wow. White Sands is the largest gypsum dune field on Earth. 275 square miles born from a long, dry lake bed. What was once water before is now a sea of white dunes, and walking here feels like stepping through the remnants of another world.
This is incredible.
Here I am, the hotel. I'm going to download the data, some footage and photos into my computer. I was looking for a camping spot, but they were taken. I tried to get it reserved a few months back, but there were not any available at that moment. So I was trying to run my luck and see if somebody would not show up today and I could take their spot, but it didn't happen. So I had to go to my plan B, was hotel. Just come, take a nap, and then wake up tomorrow early to go and visit Monument Valley, which I'm very excited to go for.
I have sand on my pocket.
Hey, good morning. I'm just leaving the hotel. It's about 9 a.m. in the morning. I have another 6 hours driving to Shiprock. I'm gonna take a look at it, and right after that I'm gonna drive to Monument Valley. It's about like 2 hours and something from there, so it's gonna be exciting. I have so far clocked in 900 miles from Houston and 14 hours driving so far. Here I am, Shiprock, 7 hours driving up to here. It's super windy right now. We have a little bit of cloud day. It's okay, you know, can't control the weather. This rock, it's stunning. This is inside the Navajo Nation. It's a sacred stone for them, a sacred rock. It's amazing. I can't wait to show you right now. It is insane the amount of wind that there is here. There are some wind gusts, super strong. The whole tent it's moving around with the car.
One of the best campsites I found, at the very edge with a view of carved canyons all the way to the horizon. It's time to pick up the tent and continue my journey. Don't we all know how essential water can be while camping? Having a 5-gallon container with a water pump hooked into the jackery just makes everything easier and more efficient. As I make my way to Monument Valley, weaving through the red rock landscape, I pass by a small town of Mexican Hat, named after the rock that balances like a sombrero on the horizon.
I'm visiting Monument Valley.
I'm running up to the rock so you can get the sense of its size. Monument Valley doesn't just look like the Old West, it is the Old West. This towering sandstone butte rises up to 1,000 feet, scattered across the Navajo Nation land right on the Arizona-Utah border. You've seen them in 100 movies, but nothing compares to stand here in person. Just you, the wind, and those silent giants. Driving through Valley of the Gods, I follow a 17-mile dirt road, winding between sandstone towers carved over millions of years. It's hard to grasp how much time it took to shape this silence. A few campers are scattered along the way, but mostly it's just me, the forerunner, and the feeling that I'm somewhere ancient, somewhere sacred. Can't wait to see sunset and sunrise around here, and probably I'm gonna be shooting stars tonight and see what I can get, hoping for a clear sky. Also, I heard some buzzing on some mosquitoes. I'm hoping they don't come after me and the wind stays like this. I'm just gonna get some good dinner for myself, talk to my daughter. Here there is no signal for cell phones, so I'm using the Starlink Mini to stay connected and be able to check on my messages and get in touch with my wife, my kid, and if I need anything, I can always check up on my Gaia map. Today, I'm meeting up with Kent, who scored a campsite in Canyonland and invited me to drive the White Rim Trail. It is 100 miles of raw, remote beauty, only for high clearance 4x4s. Out here, the silence and the skill leave you feeling small, in the best way. Schaefer Trails grabs your attention fast. Tight switchbacks, sheer drops, and your tires hugging the edge of that cliff. It's not just a road, it's an unforgettable descent into the heart of Canyonland. The White Rim Trail gets its name from the pale sandstone layer it follows, a hard, narrow shelf laid down over 225 million years ago, topping what's known as the Cutler Formation. Today, that ancient rock forms a ribbon of road through some of the wildest terrain in Canyonland. This trail is something else. You are surrounded by canyons that go on forever, cliffs that feels like they've been standing for 1,000 lifetimes. The road challenges you, rocky climbs, narrow ledge, but every turn pulls you deeper into it. Oh man, when the sun starts to set, everything starts to glow. First gold, then fire. You just stand there, completely in awe.
Oh my God, that's so beautiful.
And I got a whole bunch of different
Wow.
places with you in your truck. And with the evening sun coming up over
Yes, I love seeing how you can see like both colors.
Yeah.
When the sun hits
It's
the
there
stones
and
and then,
not
how it changes so much.
The top of
No
Murphy.
way, man.
Looks like you're dropping off the earth.
Jesus Christ. And the lighting is perfect. I'm very happy. I'm like a child on Christmas Day.
Yeah, like, yeah.
I got a little nervous going up.
Yeah.
And it was like, maybe like a halfway because
That's normal.
when I started, it felt easy, right? But
Yeah.
then as I start going up,
It kept going.
the
up.
inclinations start getting like higher.
Yeah.
And then I start seeing like the rocks and everything on the ground all loose. And then the road started to get like smaller too. So halfway, where it gets like super narrow, the road.
Up the hill.
Yes, when going up the hill.
And then it started tilting.
And then it start
off
tilting.
camber.
And then you start kicking rocks with the tires. And then the truck is like kind of like pushing you out. And then you're like, wait, what? What's happening here, right? It was when I walked to the beginning of the downhill, I saw it and I was like, Jesus Christ, this is like super, like a higher inclination.
You asked me if I wanted to see, and I said no.
Yeah, no, you were right, man. You were.
So I just put it on the crawl control for low at the highest speed, so it just did everything for me going down. All I had to do was steer.
Yeah,
You got it?
I have it in there, but I've never used it in my life.
I learned how to use it, but I've never used it until today.
Okay, yeah.
This trail, the White Rim Trail, is supposedly a rite of passage for overlanding. It's what everybody wants to do.
Oh, really? I didn't know it until you talk to me about it.
And just by chance, a reservation opened up, and so I grabbed it for tonight. But the reservations are really hard to get, and usually sell out weeks, months in advance.
Oh, really? Man, thank you so much for
Of course.
bringing me in.
I don't know if I would have done this by myself. Because, you know, going by yourself, if there's any mishap, could be dangerous. Today.
Yeah, no, thank you, Kent. I'm very happy. I'm very happy to get to know people with mind like on this.
It was an incredible night here.
Yeah.
This is Potato A campsite, and it was a perfect night with very little wind, no insects, and very quiet and remote.
Yeah, I think that was my first night that I can actually get some sleep.
Yeah, fantastic.
Without the
night's
wind.
sleep. Yep,
It took us what, like 6 hours, 7 hours to get here?
something like that. I think a little bit more.
63 miles?
Yeah, we stopped a lot to take pictures and enjoy the view.
Yeah.
So it's just that we had to stop.
Of course, part of the game.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna finish this trail.
We're going to finish the White Rim Trail and then leave the park and then see what's next. Maybe head over to Capitol Reef or head over to San Rafael Swell.
Okay.
Many good options here.
Awesome, man, I can wait.
Yeah, it's going to be
Let's
great.
do it.
It's
As we approach Hardscrabble Hill, one of the toughest spots on the trail, the road turns steep, the rocks get loose, and it narrows fast. It barely fits one vehicle, with a rock wall on one side and a serious drop on the other. You've got to stay sharp and hope no one's coming down.